530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage.
The cool, clean, and secure.
And good morning to you. It is a Monday morning, 11th day of April. The time now is 7:59. Butch Everett here with you on WIFO FM in Jessup, 105.5 on your FM dial. Currently, we have 52 degrees here in southeast Georgia, becoming mostly sunny today with a high today near 78. And that Omaha River getting on up there, 11.5 feet and rising. It is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Bridge Ford and Black Cheer, Jessup Premium Storage, located out here on the Waycross Highway, and also brought to you by Parker Insurance and Realty, located on Macon Street in downtown Jessup. And Bob, we got a special guest in this morning. Then we'll have some more special guests on after this one leaves.
Right now we're talking Boys and Girls Club. Mr. Murphy's in the studios with us. And
Mr. Murphy?
Oh, it's just Will, but good morning. Thank y'all for having me.
All right, well.
I wanted to just remind everybody, the Boys and Girls Club's got a 50-50 raffle going on right now to help raise some funds. We're limiting tickets to 200 tickets. They're $100 a piece for opportunity to win up to $10,000 if we sell all the tickets this year. Drawing will be June 1st, and hopefully we'll be able to bring one of the kids in here to the radio station and have a live drawing here on Butch and Bob that morning.
So you're just going to draw one ticket?
One ticket, one winner.
Just one winner going to win all that money.
All funds go to one person, and I'll make a good summer vacation for somebody.
How much are going again?
Hopefully, if we sell all 200 tickets, it'll be $10,000.
Yeah, that pay off some bills, wouldn't it?
That would. Yeah. Trying to entice some folks to buy them all. We've sold about half the tickets so far, so they are going rather quick.
So only 250 tickets are going to be sold, right?
200.
200?
200
tickets going to be sold.
That's right. So you got a good chance of winning this year.
So you've sold 100 and got 100 more to go.
That's right.
My math is correct.
Yeah, that works out.
Yeah.
And then, also we've got some new things going on at the club this year. We've got a greenhouse going, and the kids are raising plants and vegetables and taking stuff out to the market and on the farmers market on the weekends and trying to raise some funds that way. So trying to get them involved as well.
Well, good. So things going well at the Boys and Girls Club?
They are going good. We've gotten our community block grants been completed. Well, actually, we're starting to finish it up just now. Doing the punch list, getting final things finished up. We've gotten a new office assistant hired, Elaine Rentz. She's doing a wonderful job. And we are in the process of looking for a new CPO right now. We've got it narrowed down and trying to get the interviews completed this week and hopefully have someone in place here in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, so down to the final two to replace Ree, right?
Yes, final two. And, Ree has been wonderful for the club. She came in at an opportune time and, did wonderful things with the club and wonderful things with the kids for the program. And we're certainly going to miss her. But, everybody's got things they need to move on to do. And opportunities presented it for her, and we're glad for her.
And she's helping out a bunch right now until the new officer comes in, right?
She is. She's volunteering, and she'll continue to volunteer. She's going to help get the new CPO trained, help come in and volunteer, and has offered to do anything she can to help raise funds. She's really 100% into those kids.
Okay, well, good.
She takes them all like they're hers.
So how do folks go about getting these $100 tickets that are being sold by the Boys and Girls Club?
They can contact any of our board members, including, that would be me.
Will Murphy. Okay.
Will Murphy. My mind's going to go blank. Mickey Thomaston, Mary Caitlin Williams, Amy Denny, Felicia Williams, Fonda Davis.
And also they can go down to Best Kept Secret down there, downtown Jessup. Where else can they physically go to? I know they can go to the Boys and Girls Club. Anywhere else?
They can also go to the Berry Patch.
Berry Patch. Okay.
Yes, and you can ask anybody there for them. Or you can send me a message on Facebook or
whatever.
Any of the other board members. Yes.
Yeah,
if you want a ticket, we're not hard to find.
All right, and if you don't want to spend $100 on a ticket, you can go in with 3 or 4 other people and split it. Or a lot of folks do. They'll go in and buy 3 tickets and have 5 people and split the cost there and increase their chances of winning.
Absolutely. In fact, I've already sold 3 to a group of people. So that is definitely one way to do it.
Okay, $10,000, man. So come on, folks, get on there, get that $100 ticket, help support the Boys and Girls Club. and winning that $10,000 is a lot better odds than the Georgia lottery any day of the week.
Absolutely.
You got a 1 in 200 chance of winning this thing, man.
Yeah, I'll take those odds almost any time.
Yeah. Bob, any questions or comments for Will concerning the Boys and Girls Club ticket sales? Tell us about the greenhouse. What are y'all doing with that again?
We're doing plants, doing flowers, and doing starts for the garden. Let the kids learn a little bit about horticulture.
Mm-hmm.
Show them that you don't have to do everything in a big area. You know, not everything comes from a big area. That
Right.
You can't do it in small areas. You can do it in greenhouses, hot houses. The city's working with the club because the city's actually using some of the plants and flowers that are coming out of the greenhouse to keep downtown beautiful this year. So they'll take a lot of the plants and replant them.
Isn't that great?
That is great. That's wonderful.
Kids are learning how to grow stuff, and the city's going to benefit from it. What are you going to do with the produce that you're growing there?
We're going to let some of the kids take it with them, take it home. We're going to take some of it to the market and try to sell it on the weekends. And then we're going to try to sell some of it off the porch, off our porch 2 days a week when the market's not open. So hopefully we can, get a better presence in town. Something different for the kids to do.
Yeah, it's good for the kids to learn horticulture and farming and all that kind of stuff. Eons ago, we all knew how to do that because it was a rural area, still a rural area, but not that many people go out on the farms anymore.
That's right. And
automation's taking.
And actually, with the garden, we've had a huge help from Ari Elliott with student council and her community service group, student council. This ended up being their service project for the semester. So they've been coming out once a week, helping keep it weeded and fertilized and watered. And then the junior board, we also have a junior board, and they've been coming out and helping with it. So it's getting all ages involved.
The Boys and Girls Club has been a tremendous asset to Jessup and Wayne County and the surrounding area for what it does for the kids that come there. The Boys and Girls Club for the past several years has had its ups and downs, but through it all, the main thing is y'all have helped so many kids move on with their lives and have a safe place and a fun place and an educational place for them to go.
Absolutely. We have a daily attendance now of around 130 kids a day. They all get a hot meal before they go home. You can look at their grades compared to the kids in the same situation that don't come and don't attend. Our kids' grades are up 15-20% over the other kids. So it's really a huge benefit to the kids in the community.
And y'all's busiest time of the year in terms of number of hours you're going to be there is coming up real soon, the summer.
Absolutely. During the summer, we run 5 days a week, and we're open, I believe, at 7:30 to 6. And we're doing lunch and supper every day. And we'll probably run between 160 and 180 kids during the summer. So volunteer staff is huge for us.
Right.
And then, of course, we bring on some part-time staff to help with the additional kids. We just finished a new teen center in the gym, so there'll be extra places for the kids to come to and things to do. So
and y'all have a bunch of activities planned during the summer, trips and local activities too.
We do a lot of local trips that aren't, that try not to cost us too much.
Right. So you might want to check in, folks, with the Boys and Girls Club for your kids to go to during the summer for all kinds of fun and activities.
Absolutely.
Meals and being watched after.
Absolutely.
All right. Anything else from the Boys and Girls Club?
That's it.
Well, we appreciate you coming in. The show's open for you anytime that you want to get stuff across to the public out there about the Boys and Girls Club, okay?
Oh, we appreciate it.
All right, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, and we've got more guests coming up here on the world-famous Butch and Bob show. We got the captain out there, and he's coming in with his crew, and they're going to be talking about, probably something to do with public safety. That's right. Captain Luther Hires coming in here, and he's easing in the studio right now. How many we got in y'all? We got just 2 of you? 2 of us are going to talk, and the third one there is y'all's official photographer. I cannot play an ad right now because Jonathan's doing something on the computer, so I'm just having to talk.
I'm Ruth Nimmer with Coastal Pines.
Oops. All right. So if y'all just move on up to the mic there, Bob, we got some good guests there over here. Captain
Luther Hires, how you doing? Good morning. What are we talking about today?
National Work Zone Awareness Week. Plus some other stuff.
Sounds official.
Miss Jill Nagel, the communication officer for District 5 DOT, is with us this morning.
The person that we get all our news release from on a regular basis. Where are you out of, Jill?
Here in Jessup.
That's what I thought,
Yes,
but I just
our
wanted to make
district.
sure. And so we get all your official news releases from y'all, and y'all send them to us, and we're able to get all those road closings or bridge repairs or whatever's going on with you do a good job of letting the public know about what's going on with the roads around this area.
Well, thank you. We want everyone to be aware so they can slow down in these work zones and be alert when they're driving through. That keeps our guys safe, keeps the contractors' staff safe. That's why we want everyone to know what is going on in our district.
Yeah, good. You got your orange shirt on this morning.
That's right. It's Go Orange Week.
Go Orange Week. And we mean road safety orange. We do not mean Florida or Tennessee or anything like that. This is a different type of orange. So it is cool to wear orange this week because it's Road Safety Week.
Actually, we would like to ask everybody to wear Orange Wednesday. That's Go Orange Day, to remind folks to slow down in these work zones. You know, they're paving the road or I say paving, they're resurfacing the road between here and Hinesville right now. And when you go down through there, you're not but about 12 to 18 inches from those workers that are walking alongside that big equipment.
Where, from Jessup to Little Whiskey or from Little Whiskey
Little Whiskey to Hinesville.
They're repaving that already?
They're resurfacing.
I mean, yeah, resurfacing it? Wow.
Yes.
Lots of traffic must go on that road then.
Big traffic, you know, we got the ports, so we got big traffic.
Yeah, yeah. So resurfacing going on there, so be careful when you're going from Little Whiskey over to Hinesville, and watch out for the guys and gals working alongside the road there.
Jill's got some stats for us this morning.
Got some stats. Lay it on us.
Well,
Okay, that was good.
going back with Work Zone Safety Week, we have had DOT contractors and our employees. We've had now 75 employees and contractors to be killed in work zones. And DOT's heart has broken this year because one of our hero units, one of the guys that in Metro Atlanta that go out and help assist drivers that are broken down on the side of the road,
Mm-hmm.
was assisting someone in changing a flat tire and was struck by a car.
Jeez.
Mr. Moses King passed this past March. So our hearts really want to urge everyone, because we are saddened by the loss of our employee. We want to encourage everyone. Think when you go through these work zones, these are mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, these people we want to be able to go home.
And nothing's more important to get to than the safety of folks, so just slow down.
Absolutely. And when you see the orange cones, barrels, everyone, we all are, we're in a hurry, but we need to slow down and think about lives. And what we've noticed a trend is not so much contractors, even though it does happen and we know that, these workers not getting hurt, it's people running off the road getting hurt in these work zones. We all know that when they were doing the concrete rehab on 16, you saw how deep those holes are.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're texting, you can hit a barrel, you can go off in that. There's going to be damage to vehicles and fatalities.
No texting, no driving. It's the law. Right,
right.
Captain?
That's right. And in fact, the feds have said that 65% of the fatalities in work zones are either the passenger or the operator of a vehicle. People seem to forget that the hazard is there 24/7, not just when the workers are there.
Right.
We want them to slow down when the workers are there. And speaking of law, let's talk about the move over law. Georgia has a move over law that says anytime that you see amber lights, red lights, or blue lights, you're to move over one lane. If you can't move over one lane, then the law requires you to slow to a speed that you can stop if necessary to avoid colliding with someone.
Right, and that is a law that a lot of folks may not know about, that if you're in a 4-lane and there's that those lights flashed on the right-hand side, you've got to move over to the left lane if you possibly can. If there's traffic there and you can't, you really got to slow down.
You know, she was talking about the hero guys. I told one of them up in Peachtree City not long ago, you know, being a law enforcement officer is dangerous enough, but when you're out there on I-75 trying to change somebody's tire or put gas in somebody's vehicle and somebody blows by you about 85 miles an hour, that's about as dangerous as you can get.
I know. It's just amazing the folks that don't slow down. I guess, Bob and I are very aware of this, but the fact that we've had y'all on for years and years and years, and y'all have talked about it, and it's ingrained in us, that when you get in these work zones, you slow down.
Well, it's not like they can't see those hero trucks.
Oh,
Because they are well marked.
Mm-hmm. Just people in a hurry. They're distracted. It's going to be interesting how long it continues to go with the state governments and federal governments, the distractions they are allowing inside vehicles. I mean, it's supposed to be something you drive, not something you do all this other stuff in.
And for the last 9 years, through 2014, Georgia has saw a consistent reduction in roadway fatalities. In 2014, there was 1,170 fatalities on Georgia roadways. Unfortunately, that downward trend reversed in 2015. We had 1,432 fatalities on Georgia roadways.
1,400 fatalities?
1,432 fatalities. That's
wow.
262 more individuals that have passed. That's families mourning the passing of their loved ones.
And the cars today are a lot safer. So that just shows you it's got to be a lot of it contributed to the drivers there.
Well, with 74% of Georgia roadway fatalities are contributed to driver behavior.
74%.
74%. 65% from drivers failing to maintain a lane. We know why that is. We've been on the roadways. You've seen people swerving.
Yeah, because they're texting.
Right.
They're talking on the phone.
47 is a reduction, or is due to going off the road and hitting ditches, signs, culverts.
Mm-hmm.
So it's single car collisions.
Wow.
That's alarming to us.
Yeah.
It's not two cars colliding, it's someone running off the road and losing their life from a text or talking on the phone or even using GPS.
Mm-hmm.
So Georgia DOT was just trying to come up with something to make people aware of this.
Right.
It's alarming to us, the distracted driving, and we've also noticed that people aren't wearing their seatbelts.
That Bob and I don't understand. Do we, Bob? I mean, I feel very unsafe if I go riding down the road and say, "Oh, I forgot my seatbelt." It's like, "Oh, I gotta have that thing on." Where probably for the first 15 years of driving, I didn't do. It wasn't that big of a thing. I don't know how I made it back and forth to the University of Georgia all those years without a seatbelt on. I really don't. But today I just don't feel right without a seatbelt on.
The 1,432 that Jill talked about in 2015, 400 and I think it's 454 of them were unbelted.
Mm.
About a fourth of them.
Amazing.
Right. In 2012, 58% of roadway fatality victims were identified as wearing seatbelts. In 2015, it dropped to 43%. And in 2016, we're seeing that downward trend of people just not wearing their seatbelts.
Why do you think that? Because, it's I know the kids today are ingrained in them. The 16, 17, 18-year-olds who've grown up with seatbelts. They're the ones, to me, it seems like all the time say, "All right, Mom and Dad, put your seatbelts on." What's going on out there?
I wish we knew.
Just wish you knew, huh?
Well, we understand why distracted driving. Personally, I'm like you. I don't understand why the seatbelt reduction in wearing seatbelts is out there. Georgia DOT just wants to let people know we've got to pay attention when you're on the roadway. This is where Drive Alert, Arrive Alive came into play. In 2015, the first quarter, we saw a major increase in roadway fatalities. So our commissioner, along with our head management, said we need to do something. We need to get the word out there. So we teamed up with the Governor's Office of Highway Safety and with public safety, which is Georgia State Patrol. And we came up with a statewide safety campaign, Drive Alert, Arrive Alive.
Mm-hmm.
It's as easy as 1, 2, 3. 1, put on your seatbelt. 2, don't drive distracted. Put down your mobile device. Don't talk on the phone. Don't text. And 3, drive alert. Pay attention to your surroundings. Not only your driving, but pay attention to the drivers around you.
Well, I'm currently teaching a 15-year-old who just got her learner's permit how to drive, and yesterday, as we were running up to Damon's to get some chicken fingers and stuff, I'd let her drive up there and back, and I said, you've got to drive defensively. You've got to act like everybody around you doesn't know how to drive, and you've got to be ready to stop. I said, when you come up through an intersection where there's a stop sign in the other direction, act like that person's not going to stop. Watch them, because sometimes they may be distracted and don't see the stop sign. That's how my oldest son got in an accident just a few weeks after he turned 16, and somebody just ran right to the stop sign and hit him. And then also, if you're passing somebody, act like they may swerve over your way, so watch them. And I know it's hard to do that because we all get kind of comfortable in driving, but that's what I'm trying to teach her, drive defensively.
That's a good point. Well, actually, last Monday, Sally and I went over to Savannah, and we go down to 17 to 516 and get on instead of trying to make that merger there from Bunnings Parkway.
Mm-hmm.
We were already past the right at the end of where the merger lane would end.
Mm-hmm.
We got past in the emergency parking lane like we were stopped.
Wow.
I mean, so, that is a very good point that you're making there with her.
Yeah.
Is drive defensively.
Yeah.
You never know what the other person's going to do.
People are in a hurry. I mean, it's just amazing. Just leave 5 minutes sooner or something.
Well, and the other thing is, we're talking about National Work Zone Awareness Week. This is springtime, and as people say, those dreaded orange barrels come out. But add extra time to your trip for school buses, for work zones, and for unexpected wrecks.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's what you need to do. Just add a little extra time there. I know for a lot of folks, you just can't do that sometimes, but do your best to do that. And once again, you can see this is national. I mean, it's a statewide work zone awareness week. So if you see the orange cones out there, you see all that going on. Remember, slow down, folks. And you've got posted slower speed limits during those things, and it says what, fines doubled and that kind of stuff, or tripled in some of those areas,
yes.
right?
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, double. Yeah. Just act like it's someone you love working on the side of the road, and act like that, and then that's what we need to do, is slow down.
Absolutely.
Just like Jill says, that's somebody's husband or wife, that's somebody's mom or dad out there, aunt or uncle. So just act like it was your loved one.
That's right. Right, Jill?
And we'd also, we're trying to take this campaign, Drive Alert, Arrive Alive, to where we're hoping it's going to be most needed, our colleges, our high schools. We've been to several universities right before their spring break. We were at Georgia Southern, and we had some of the Greeks actually do a car tag where they were putting the bumper stickers, Drive Alert, Arrive Alive, and they had signed a pledge saying that they would not text and drive during spring break. And we were excited about that because we hope they take it to heart. They did lose some of their schoolmates last year.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 nurses on I-16.
16, right.
So this school truly embraced this new safety campaign, and they posted a lot of their taggings on social media. So we're seeing the young people really embrace it and understand that there's so many people losing their lives from texting.
Yeah, I know that Bob's reported many times over the last few years about a single car accident, and you hear behind the scenes the person was texting.
Right. And we're doing these prom promises.
Prom promises, huh?
Prom promises. They're promising to drive, like you said, defensively, to pay attention, not to text, not to talk on the phone. So, like Friday, I'll be going to Hinesville. They're having a prom promise.
Okay.
So they're These kids we're hoping this generation will wake up and realize that driving distracted creates fatalities.
You know, many years ago, it was, and we still do, but many years ago, it was like, don't drink and drive. Don't be impaired and drive on any type of drugs and stuff like that. And that's what we talked about. And now today, all morning long, practically, since y'all been on, is distracted driving and speeding through work zones.
Well, April is distracted driving month, and we are really hammering that as we go through. But like you said, Butch, when you and I actually started with programs way back here when we were doing the selective traffic enforcement program at the PD, 1 out of every 2 fatality was an impaired driving.
Right.
And most of that at that time was alcohol. But today, our impaired driving is just blossom. You know, people out there on Oxycontin and all this other stuff. Well, I got a prescription from the doctor. Yeah, but read the label. It says don't operate machinery. And the motoring public sees nothing wrong with, you know, taking prescriptions that they have legally and then going out there and trying to drive an automobile.
Or
they're still under the influence.
Or they double the dose sometimes, and that will really impair somebody.
But our distracted driving, our texting while driving is climbing right on up where it's almost neck and neck with impaired driving right now.
Because a lot of people view that as, I'm not drinking and driving, I'm not under the influence of anything, but you are if you're on your phone. You're under the influence of that conversation, and that conversation is taking precedent over what you're doing behind the wheel. And also think about people in the car with you.
Mm-hmm.
You, like I've always told my daughter's friends when she would get in the car, you've got precious cargo, pay attention to your driving.
Right.
That's what I would always tell them. And we need to think about that when you are driving. Don't pick up the phone. Keep the phone down. Focus on the roadway.
That's what you're doing. You're driving. Now, what's the distance? I know that the State Patrol always likes to mention if you're driving 50 miles an hour and you take your eyes off the road for just a few seconds. I mean, just like 3 or 4 or 5 seconds, you go over 100 yards, right?
The statistic is it's 5 seconds that it takes you to read that text message. At 55 miles an hour, you've traveled the length of a football field.
Mm-hmm. So you've got your eyes off the road for a football field, and next thing you know, you're off the road, you're across the lane, you come up on somebody that is slowed down in front of you, somebody's walking across the road, whatever the case may be.
Talking about walking across the road, of those 1,432 fatalities we had last year, 204 of them were pedestrians.
Okay.
And the other thing that we've seen a rise in is motorcycle crashes. 148 of those were motorcycle crashes.
Is it because there's more motorcycles, or why do you think?
I think there's more motorcycles out there, but the other thing is we're not paying attention.
People are not paying attention. They don't see the motorcycle.
They're hard to see.
Yeah, sometimes they're hard to see. I like these ones that have the rolling light in the front and extra lights on the back. You can really see them.
And out of the 347 we've had already this year, again, 54 of them are pedestrians, 31 are motorcycles.
All right. Bob, questions, comments for Jill or the captain this morning?
I think they covered it pretty well. Like I said, texting and driving is the big thing. Like I said, it's just sad. And you see it when you drive down the road, you see people swerving, and then you pull up there, you know what they're doing. They're on their phone. So I don't know how you stop it. Like I said, we talked about it before. Fines is what's going to stop it, but it's hard to even
see it.
Yeah. It's hard to even enforce it.
The other thing too is anyone that's traveling. Our traffic network has a Facebook page, and I check DOT every day. I try to put out where, particularly on the weekends, they're going to be, if there is any work being done, especially in the metro area. I try to put that out. The other thing is plan your trips. Call 511 DOT's information line and get traffic information.
Yeah, I did that a couple of months ago. When I went to Atlanta, I had to go do something, and I did the 511 thing. I actually got the app on my phone and everything, and you know, it's super to see that. You know, you can see you've got cameras everywhere. You know, you can see the traffic. You know, 30 miles up or 60 miles up, slow down to a crawl, and you can go around them if you need to, or just know it's going to be there when you get there.
The other thing, very important, Butch, is if you come up, and there's a traffic signal that is malfunctioning, call 511 and report that.
Okay, so you can be look out for the highway department. If you see that light messing up, the traffic light messing up, call 511. Say that traffic light's out. Okay.
Push to ban phones altogether from vehicles. I mean, is it going to come to that? I mean, so many people have to have their phone, but like I said, apparently when they get in the vehicle, they can't stop texting and driving. I mean, it's just a habit for them. So, like I said, it's hard for law enforcement to enforce it. So where do we go? How many people are going to have to lose their life before some laws are introduced that you can't have a phone in a car?
Well, NHTSA,
You can't have it turned on.
NHTSA is, that's one of their pushes is to really put some restraints there on the texting and driving.
Isn't there a device that parents can get where if you can attach to your
Yes.
on your phone on your car,
Yes.
where if it's in gear or if it's moving, the phone you can't operate it or something? Isn't there something like that?
There are apps out there.
Okay, so if that car is moving, then you can make sure that your kid in there is not not texting or anything like that.
And there are also apps out there that where you can actually keep up with it.
Oh yeah, you can keep up with exactly where your child is at any time if they got their phone with them.
It's not just kids, adults are
Oh,
just
adults
as
too.
bad. I mean,
But
it's just-
adults you can force your kids to do it, but you can't force yourself to do it.
But it's just amazing, it doesn't matter where you're at, you can see, I mean, and they're easy to detect. You can see the cars, they're
All over the
swerving.
place.
Well, Georgia law is if you are 18 years of age or older, you can talk on the phone.
And put that on speaker.
You cannot text. Nobody can text and drive in Georgia. If you're under 18, can't even talk on the phone, even hands-free.
So, but still talking to the phone has been proven to be very distracting also.
And what people need to understand is if you're involved in a serious crash, especially a fatality, law enforcement is going to get a search warrant for that phone. And if you're texting and driving, or
And even if you erase it out of your own phone, it doesn't matter because whoever the server is going to have a copy
it's
of
there.
the record's there. Yeah.
it's there.
What's scary is when you get on the interstate and they're going 85 mile an hour and you're texting and driving. That's what's scary.
Or even worse than that is people riding down the road taking a selfie so they can put it on Facebook and send it to their friends. I mean, what is this fascination with people putting so many selfies and send it on Facebook to everybody? I mean, do they think that people are that interested in their lives? I don't have Facebook. I could be totally wrong about this, and Bob doesn't have Facebook, but it just amazes me the number of people that take selfies on everything they're doing and put it on Facebook
Well,
or Snapchat or something like that.
my wife and daughter took as you said, precious cargo one day last week, and they went down to Brunswick. And they were riding alongside a lady that had a book up here, and she was reading a book while she was driving.
Well, you can't blame that on technology, can you?
That's multitasking, though. That's what I did.
Oh, yeah, multitasking.
Getting right back, April is Distracted Driving Month, and that's distracted
That's
driving.
distracting driving.
Distracted driving.
So this is a distracting driving month. Watch out for the work zones and be careful out there, folks. Just use common sense. Yeah, a lot of us don't do that on a regular basis, me included.
There are a lot of proms coming up. You mentioned how Wayne County's got their junior senior prom this weekend. I know they're stressing that. We had the sheriff on here talking about it's going to be out in full force. So, again, just you can stress it and hopefully they'll listen,
Well, Jill's gonna be at Bradwell Friday. Theirs is this weekend. Kirk and I will be at Long County High School. Theirs is this weekend.
So there's a lot this weekend. Wayne County's this weekend.
Yeah.
So just a lot of junior senior prom weekends this weekend.
All right, Jill, Luther, thanks for coming on this morning. Anytime that y'all need the airtime, just let us know and we'll be glad to help you out, okay?
All right, thanks
All
so
right.
much.
All right, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, the world famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by